Welcome to Make More Money. In this show, we are talking with business leaders who have woven or are weaving character-based capitalism into their company culture and value proposition to create a distinctive competitive advantage. Character-based capitalism is not just about making more money. It's really about building trust between consumers and suppliers, and also doing what's right for all stakeholders, which means deepening relationships which builds business sustainability. Today's topic is People, Your Most Important Asset, and our guest today is Donna Callen, who is the owner of Intelligent Office in Schaumburg. Donna was recognized in 2013 by the Daily Herald with an Entrepreneurial Excellence Award as Best-in-Class Service Provider for small and entrepreneurial startup businesses. I'm really excited about having Donna today for several reasons. For 14 years, Donna worked as a design engineer and also a marketing and strategic executive with various companies such as Bell Laboratories, Rockwell International, and Motorola, where she was heavily engaged in developing business with both saturated mature markets as well as new emerging markets. Correct, Donna?
Yes.
Okay. As a stay-at-home mom, she channeled her energies to raise 2 children and to be the consummate community volunteer, performing a wide variety of roles such as a Girl Scout leader and a mentor. She taught Sunday school classes. She mentored high school entrepreneur classes. She chaired and co-chaired parental involvement in sports programs and science fairs. She was heavily engaged in chairing numerous fundraising events for the Center for Enriched Living. And you know, the list could go on. With an MBA from the Kellogg School from Northwestern University and an exceptionally strong background in communication technology, Donna took the risk in opening a virtual office franchise 10 years ago, well ahead of today's curve for co-working space. A forward-thinking entrepreneur with exceptional customer sense, she has walked more than a mile in our shoes. One of her secrets to success has been providing solutions rather than merely selling products and services. She believes leaders of startups can be successful through dedication and being surrounded by great people. Donna, it's great to have you here with us.
Greg.
Thanks so much for being.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, let's just start off, just tell us a bit about your business and how you got to where you are.
Okay, well, I'm the owner of the Intelligent Office in Schaumburg, and we're a virtual officing solution. And with that, it's just not meeting space where you need conference rooms, executive office that you need to meet with clients, vendors, interviews, whatever. We also have a communication aspect to our business where we act as a virtual assistant or a virtual receptionist. So calls can be connected to us. We act as an extension of your staff and answer them as if we were sitting right in your office. Allows this small to medium-sized business owner to be out on the road, building those relationships with their clients and their vendors so that they can become more successful. We do it your way. So we do an extensive type of interview with our new client so that we understand what's important to them, how do they function, do they have all this high technology and all these apps on their smartphone, and is that how they want us to get messages to them? Do they want us to connect them out? And so we do it their way and to be an extension of their staff.
So in other words, you're not really a vendor and you're not really a supplier, but really a partner.
Correct.
Okay, so and actually when we first met at the 2013 Entrepreneurial Excellence Awards, I was really intrigued by your strength of character. For some of you who may not be aware, the story started with how Donna really assumed the leadership of her company after losing her husband unexpectedly. And the humility that she showed in taking on this responsibility was really remarkable and really exemplified the tenets of what we believe in character-based capitalism. So how do you and your staff serve such a diverse group of businesses with different sets of values while you're also living the core values of your company?
Initially, I thought when I took this role on by myself, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a daunting task. From from one second to the next, we're representing a different company. But then I sat back and realized it's really not that difficult as long as you have uncompromising ethical core values. Integrity, responsibility, caring, and just to name a few. As long as you have those, every client should want those calls handled, or their clients to be handled with those kinds of core values. So it shouldn't be difficult. because we pick, knowing the facts about company ABC or XYZ, they have to understand this. But everybody wants these core, ethical beliefs. And if not, they won't have the success as a business owner. So it really isn't that difficult.
So as we've seen from some of the other interviews that I've done, and some of the business leaders with whom we operate, having a set of core values really transcends the businesses or the boundaries of the different companies because there's a set of common beliefs.
Correct. And the other, I guess, interesting challenge I have is that if there isn't some core beliefs of these key, integrity, the integrity of the business, then there's a way that we will still answer those calls with those core beliefs. And we hope by association and them seeing how the people comment, oh, the person that answered your phone was so helpful and caring and understood us, that they're like, oh, this might be a way that we should maybe bring this culture closer to our other employees in the business, in their business.
Well, then, how then has your approach attracted employees to your company? And then how has that affected how your clients have addressed their clients?
Well, for our employees, you can train a lot of technical capabilities and things like that. So what we look for is someone that has a decent mind. But the more important factor is that attitude and willingness to serve others. They're the heart of our business. The receptionist at Intelligent Office are the heart of our business. And we kind of make a little side joke that they're the VPs of first impressions. Because a lot of our clients, if they have a new person calling in for their company, if they have someone that's not friendly, helpful, and with those kinds of attitudes and respectful of them, they're going to say, well, I don't know if I really want to work with this other client. So we have to make sure that our staff has that willing to serve.
So this really, again, going back to the topic of today's program, people are our most important asset.
Yes.
You're living that in the way that you select people and the way the service that they're providing. So what could other business leaders who may not be using your services learn from the approach that you've used in terms of hiring people?
Relationship building. And to have a relationship, you have to have people. And you're going to have a win-win situation with that, whether it's your clients, your vendors, your employees, and that you have to all work as a finely tuned machine and have an understanding and respect for all of them and the part they all play in capitalism.
Well, let's go to the idea that you're employing individual employees, but how do you then create this mentality within your staff in order to ensure that everyone is on the same plane?
Through collaboration,
okay.
Which is an extension of just traditional teamwork, that everybody does their own little part, but how we all work as a finely tuned machine. Because if a machine doesn't have all the parts going, or an assembly line, one part breaks down, you're not going to have your widget made at the whole team. So that whole collaboration and working on trust and relationship building, and again, using those uncompromising ethical core values as you work together in a collaborative manner for all the parties involved.
We could go on for a long time, and unfortunately we have a limited time with this interview. But you were out of work, quote unquote work. I mean, let's face it, being a stay-at-home mom is work. As you and I both know.
That could be a whole other topic.
Right. But if we look at being out in the traditional work setting for a number of years, yet, when we go about with character-based capitalism, you had something to say also about character counts. And that way that I guess your kids were affected by that in the school, but then you saw a different approach to that as well.
Right. I think that's your topic, capitalism through core values. Character counts is the kindergarten version of yours. So for the kids. And I think that's a great concept. I think the schools are doing a great job bringing that out. I wish that was around 20 years ago. And maybe it was, but I didn't know about it in the schools. But they celebrate that, and a lot of the schools that I've been working with from all my kids, that it's only celebrated once a week. This is Character Counts Week in my school. This is Character Counts in another school. Or it might be through the state they might do it. I don't know, but it just seems like it's different times. This should be something that should be celebrated every day. You can't just say, today I'm going to choose to be responsible, tomorrow I'm going to choose to be caring, and whatever the other all the 6 pillars are. You can't choose, okay, today I'm going to work on this, or just celebrate this. You need to incorporate this, again, in your everyday life, just like in the business world. You can't say, today I'm going to be ethical, and tomorrow I'm not. It's got to be in your blood, day in and day out.
Yeah, well, in fact, we see so much stuff now in terms of bullying and negative behaviors. And now we're talking about how do we turn this around. And unfortunately, you said, Character Counts is an important program, but it's only in about 5 to 10% of schools throughout the country. That means there's a whole lot of opportunity out here.
Right.
And so it is also with character-based capitalism in business. So the thing about, again, the businesses that you're affecting, how has your behaviors, or I should say the behaviors of your staff, from your perspective, how has that positively affected your clients in terms of their performance?
I think it's made them more successful. It's made them more successful, that people like doing business with them because they had that pleasant experience with our staff helping them.
So the goodness rubs off and the virtue rubs off.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so how can members of our audience here reach you or learn more about how you're applying character-based capitalism and how you're helping business leaders build their culture through this process? Okay,
well, my email address is dcallen@intelligentoffice.com, or you can go to our website, intelligentoffice.com, or just pick up the phone. And again, we're in the live answer business, so we love talking to people. So you can call us at 847-592-6200.
847-592-6200. 6200. Yes, in fact, I strongly recommend that, because what I love when I call your office to get to you, I get to Danielle or someone else, but there's always a live answer. And that is significant because, as you said, you're the vice president they're the vice presidents of guest relations. And you can, technology will never replace the time-honored live answer, friendly voice, than the voicemail jail. Well, thanks again for your time again, Donna. It was great having you with us. And thank you again for your insights and what you share with our audience. Again, join us again for the next edition of Make More Money Through Character-Based Capitalism.